Hi there everyone, it's Rihanna here from Recreates, but you can call me Ree. Welcome to my channel. Today I will be showing you how to DIY your own speckled egg for card making or scrapbooking, and showing you how I used it in a project. I die cut a stitched Easter egg using a lawn fawn die called Outside In Easter Egg Stackables, with some Express It blending card. I'm using shaded lilac distress ink by Tim Holtz with a cheap blending makeup brush to colour the egg. Now to create the speckled egg effect, I'm using Mermaid Lagoon Distress Oxide Spray by Tim Holtz, and opening up the lid and just doing a tapping motion to create some speckles, and then using some Picked Raspberry Distress Oxide Spray with the same tapping motion until I am happy with the results. I'm using some Ikson 3 blackout ink to stamp out these cute bunny images from Hello Bluebird, which are from the McGregor's Garden stamp set, and I'm stamping them onto some Express It blending card with the Mini Misty. I wanted to just do some simple basic Copic colouring, so I used one colour for each bunny. The bunny sitting down is coloured with C3, the bunny facing right is coloured with E33, and the bunny facing left is coloured with W2. All of their noses are coloured with RV02. I then die cut them out with their matching dies. For the background for the card front, I'm using Simon Hurley Create ink in the colour Clear Skies and just blending it with another cheap blending makeup brush onto some Nina 80-pound Classic Crest Solar White cardstock. I die cut some grass with some scrap green cardstock using the Lawn Fawn Grassy Border die. I'm using some Tombow multi-mono glue to adhere the grass to the card front, and then using my mini Tim Holtz trimmer to cut off the overhanging grass pieces. Now I'm adhering all of the bunnies and the speckled egg onto the card front with the Tombow multi-mono glue. I felt like the card was missing something, so I decided to add some clouds using a Catzel Craft cloud stamp with some Brilliance Moonlight White Dewdrop ink. I'm using the Ikson 3 blackout ink again for the Happy Easter sentiment stamp from Lawn Fawn's Sun Bunny stamp set onto Express It blending card. I used and altered a heavy doodle die called Strips of Ease to cut out the Happy Easter sentiment. Because it left a mark when I die cut it out, I'm just using a Teflon bone folder to flatten and smooth it out. I want the sentiment to pop up a bit, so I'm using a smallish piece of my huge Scotch 3D foam tape roll and trimming the pieces of tape down to fit on the back of the sentiment. And then this happens. I don't know if you could see it, but as I tried to cut a tiny piece off the tape, it flung right behind me and disappeared, so I had to cut another tiny piece, and thankfully it didn't go flying like the other one. I just put the excess pieces of tape back onto the roll like this, so I can use them in future projects. I used some Nina 110-pound classic crest solar white cardstock to make my card base, which I cut down to 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches, then folded it in half. I'm using some 1-inch score tape to adhere the card front to the card base. After I finished filming, I still decided that the card wasn't finished, so I added some flower sequins onto the grass.